grew. Platform poets began to be here, and then later on the last Thursday of the month, Cal has his group as well over here, and we kind of merged all the groups together to try to bring forth everybody here on the last Thursday of the month, I believe at 6 o'clock, Cal? Is it 6? 6:30. So 6:30, it allows everybody to come on in and practice the actual art of putting together poetry and writing. So on Thursday nights, and of course, we have the most important ingredient when it comes to putting poetry and writing together, wine. So we encourage everybody to come on out, and that's going to be the last Thursday of the night, and Cal kind of breaks down everything to kind of help everybody kind of put some of their original pieces together. Then as time went on, we ran into another wonderful and amazing woman, and she had a group already that was doing poetry and musicians and a little bit of everything at another venue, but unfortunately that venue wasn't able to hold them anymore, I believe. So at that point in time, one of the things that we wanted to try to do was keep that going. So then they came together here as well, which is Ambitious Diva Entertainment. Where is she at? Right? In the back, yeah. You just see a pad back there. And she came last time, and truly we were blessed, and then because of which, and some of her advertisement as well, we had 4 terrific people that came here. They were both couples. They were here for their anniversary, and they just rocked the house. If you saw the Facebook page, like literally they sang, they did poetry. It was absolutely incredible, and she is here tonight as well. So if you notice in the flyer, we want to give props as well to our newest partner out, Ambitious Diva Entertainment, as she did a fantastic job with the decorations and stuff in the back. That's right. We are a collaborative effort. We do believe that everybody has a voice here. So we're going to start this off like I always do, reading one poem, and then from there we'll start to go through the list and kind of kick this off a little bit. We'll start off with what I always do, the poem that kind of created Just Cares as well as Just Dance as a whole. It's the reason why this institution is here today. So the poem is Our Deepest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that exists within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So as always, we're going to kick this off. We are going to have, and everybody knows I mixed the list up. We're going to have up first for the first poem of session 1, if I can get Frank to the stage, please. Frank to the stage.
Not going to move, so. Can everybody hear me anyways? Okay. Everybody in the back, Tammy, you can hear me? Okay. Less than 30 seconds here. My mother got her GED after 5 tries in 1961, and it was probably the most important thing in her life. And one of the things she decided to do was she was going to pick a new vocabulary word out of the dictionary once a week or once a month, I can't remember what it was, and try to incorporate it in her life. And I wanted to do I have been writing this Mother's Day tribute to her for the last 6 months, and I just finished it. Sorry, Mom, I'm a little late, but I had some other things to do, and I finally finished it, and I'd like to do this tribute to her. The name of the poem is after her favorite vocabulary word. The word specifically. Actually, I heard that word just as much as the word no through my childhood. A broom in one hand, a carrot peeler in the other, stands a mother bear whose patience has been tested to the limits. Francis, don't tell me, after I specifically told you to stay away from those railroad tracks and those hoodlum friends of yours, that you specifically chose to defy me. Well, Mom didn't raise a fool. No, ma'am, I responded. I wasn't anywhere near that train trestle, and I ain't guilty of anything except fishing in the creek. How many times have I specifically told you not to use the word ain't? It's not in the dictionary, so you cannot use it. Yes, it is, Mom. It's right here on page 30 of our Reader's Digest, Great Encyclopedic Dictionary. It says, and it means am not or are not. Well, if you had bothered to read a little bit further, dear boy, you would have read ain't is now non-standard, which means you can't use it anymore. But Mom, don't argue with me. This discussion is over. And by the way, I specifically told you to be home at 4 o'clock. And what time is it now? I don't know. Well, that's why I got you a watch, so you could tell time and come home when you are supposed to. But the fish were biting at 4 o'clock. I don't care if the fish were attending the Last Supper. I told you to be home at 4 o'clock. And when I say to be home at 4 o'clock, that is exactly what I mean. Not 5, not 6, 4. Do you think when you grow up, and that's if you ever grow up, your boss is going to let you come and go as you please? You won't have a job for very long. And shut the cotton picking door. Were you born in a barn? Why can't you fish and tell time at the same time? Is that so difficult? How long does it take to look down at your watch and then think to yourself, oh, it's time to come home? But Mom, those trout are crafty. I can't take my eyes off them for 1 second, or they'll steal my bait. Her expression indicated she was not impressed with my defense. What am I going to do with you, Francis? How in the world do you expect to become an engineer when you cannot walk and chew gum at the same time? Clearly, following instructions is not on your list of priorities, nor does it seem to be part of your daily agenda. What is the matter with you? Like just this morning, I specifically asked you to pick up a loaf of bread from the store. Can you explain in heaven's creation what happened to that bread and where is the receipt? Do you want the truth or a lie? Don't get smart with me, young man. You know I have no use for liars or sassers, specifically in that order. If you feel you can't give me a specific answer when I ask a specific question, I have plenty of bars of soap in the bathroom, and I'm not afraid to use them, and I mean it. Why do you insist upon trying my patience? I can see we will be attending an extra church service this week. Oh, no, Mom. Once this week is enough. Oh, Mom, please, not twice in 1 week. Lord knows I have tried, she said, but I have failed. Don't worry, Mom. You haven't failed. I guess I'm going to have to inform your father. I just don't know what to do with you. Perhaps he can provide the discipline I am specifically unable to give you to deal with this non-stop disobedience. Oh, Mom, please don't tell Dad. If I get any more restrictions, I'll be grounded forever, and I'll miss fishing the entire trout season. I can't disappoint the fish. They're waiting for me at the train trestle. I mean the creek. Besides, I have to contribute to the family by bringing home next week's supper. Isn't that what God wants us to do? To look out and contribute to our family? She drew a heavy sigh and looked into my sad and pathetic eyes. I will let you go this time. But when I specifically ask you to do something, I expect you to comply. And I mean it. No more second chances. My mother possessed a bountiful, seemingly unlimited supply of second chances. Boys have that mysterious and unexplained effect on moms, and we knew this from the very moment we bonded with them. You're the greatest, Mom. Can I have a cookie? No, it's too close to supper. Can I watch TV? No, do your homework and concentrate on your studies, specifically the part on how to follow instructions. Can I go fishing tomorrow? I don't know, I'll think about it. Mom, how does a telephone work? Do I look like Alexander Graham Bell? Go look it up in your grandmother's encyclopedias. But Mom, grandma's encyclopedias are from the last century. Mr. Bell wasn't even born yet when those books were made. Get out of my kitchen and let me have a moment's peace. Can I have an ice cream cone? Did you not hear me specifically say no? What part of no do you fail to comprehend? Why do you have to ask so many questions all the time? Looking back at my younger days were a constant source of turmoil. I could not do anything right. It seemed I heard the word no more times than any word I ever spoke. I always thought somebody could get a PhD by counting the number of times a mom said no to her little boy. Oh well, just another day in a young boy's life. I remember thinking I could not wait to grow up because I got so tired of hearing the word no. Now, I would give anything to hear it one more time, specifically from the first woman I ever loved. Mom, if you can hear me, I miss you. And just wanted you to know your little boy specifically became the man you intended he become. P.S. I can walk and chew gum at the same time now. I hope you are happy and proud of me wherever you are. I love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. And we started off with touching. I like that. All right, now, as always, I have to be the one that tries to spread the love around. There is the magic box. I mean, I don't know what we did 15 years ago without a phone or Facebook, because I don't even know what my hand would be doing. But there is the magic Facebook. Ooh. Everybody together. That's right. And you're going to find our Facebook page. So make sure to get on it, because as always, I try to do little contests, and I always do it for those who post on the page or those who post a piece of poetry on the page. And I actually had somebody who I started posting some of the stuff up there, and they loved the fact that I was able to put new poets and the work that they had directly on the Facebook page. It's going to be Just Cares Poetry, Open Mic, and Spoken Word. And it's going to give us a chance. I know it's long. It's believe me, it's just to go Just Cares and then poetry, and then it should come up and I'll have like a big mic on it. And we want everybody, if you can, get on your phones, make sure to be on there. And the reason being is because it's going to give us a chance to kind of let you guys know what's going on, what's happening, not just with us, but with all of our partners as well. So that way we can kind of all spread the love. So we'll be able to bounce back and forth. But we really have the Facebook page for you guys. Some of you guys have poems that when you get out of here, you go, man, I really wish I would have been able to say that. This page is for you. You can post it. You can post as many as you want. If you have 100 poems, you can keep going till your typing fingers go, but it gives you a chance to put everything up you want on the page. So as soon as you put it up, I'm going to post it. There's no hindrance, and it gives you a chance to really express yourselves in case you can't get everything done here. Okay? All right, so we're going to kind of keep this going. Let's get Terry. Where's Terry at? All right. Okay. Terry to the stage.
That was beautiful. Lettuce, you saw that makes sense. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. I just created this one today. It's a culmination of what's happened this week.
Okay, later on with our featured poet, I think there should be a duet between her and you, kind of chiming that together, because I was kind of feeling that for a little bit. She's all excited, like going like, "They love me, yes, they love me." So we're gonna kind of keep this going. All right, let's bring up Sandra.
Can't depend on just money for happiness. We all sing 24 karat magic, but how many of us actually have it? And even in that mystical land where money's no object, wishes are granted, anything can be bought no matter what the price is. The realities of this world can still overcome us, like loneliness, depression, and some only granting us the illusion of inclusion till we've served their personal purpose. So life's DNA must consist of more than wealth that's embodied only by our emotional distress. For true happiness has to entail inner peace and love for others and ourselves, manifested by tolerance, all of which money can't buy. So the magic's not in riches, but the richness of our lives.
Just put a fire on that mic. That's what I like. I feel perky. I feel upbeat. All right. Ready? We're going to keep it going with, I always give him props, and I have to, because I just consider him the man. He truly embodies, and I say that all the time, the pure inspiration of what poetry is about, because I know how much he absolutely loves it. So without further ado, let's bring out Mr. Cal onto the stage.
If you'll make it wrap my jacket out, you'll have to pardon me. Tanya didn't recognize me yet, so I wanted to read right here. I wanted to read a poem that was inspired when I was a little guy. My brothers and I used to go to church with my mom. My mom was a very talented musician, and she played the organ at a number of different churches, whether it was Presbyterian or Methodist or Baptist, and it didn't matter. We'd be with her all the time, and I noticed that it didn't matter what the church was, as long as it's all the same. It's all the same music. And I wrote this poem about my experience as a little lad in church. And the title of this poem is called Inside. Was there ever a sound inside church that did not echo in our minds' chambers, resonate through our hearts' halls, listen for something wrong within? Stained glass windows flavor the air with our better nature, bathing us in prismatic light. Our consecrated steps on crimson carpets. A wooden pew politely creaks approval of its selection. A sacred organ with a full scale of majestic pipes begins to bellow the moods of God in a thunderous voice, shaking the stained glass saints to life. The tones of where sheep may safely graze, and the joy of man's desire, begin transporting the mind to somewhere else, to something known within. Flipping through an old hymnal, the scent of its worn pages produced memories with felt-like feelings of family. Look for something known within. Finding the responsive reading, enjoying the chorus of our collective thought. We believe, we believe, we believe. This we speech, the unity of it all. The I joined by you, and the you joined by me. Creeds repeated over time, cocooning us inside the warm womb of God's family, surrounded by something known within. Was there ever a sound inside church that did not echo in our minds' chambers, resonate through our hearts' halls? Listen for something known within. Inside.
Very deep, sir. Very deep. for those who might not have gotten on session one, don't be alarmed. I'm still coming around. I'm still coming walking to the back. But we want to bring up Tom. Nope, no, I'm going to save her yet. Andre. Yes, where's Andre? Andre. Oh yeah. Where's he at? Where's he at? He's on my list. He's on my list. Oh, then I go back. Give me get Scott. All right.
Okay. Smile for Birdie. Yeah, I haven't performed in over like a year and a half, so I'm gonna get my feet wet with reciting a classic by Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. Now I hate black holes, but, alright. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Odd distinctly, I remember it was in bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door." Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there, and never more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortals ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token. And the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back from the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, something louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what threat is, what there it is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the continents it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, though," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on that placid bust, spoke only the note, that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, only friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, Nevermore. But the raven so remembered. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless said I, what at others is its only stock in store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed faster till his song was a burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking when this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly blunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. Thus I sat and gazed and guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining, let the lamplight floated o'er, but whose velvet lining, velvet violet lining, with the lamplight floating o'er, she so pressed, alt nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite in nepenthe from thy memoirs of Lenore. Quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forget this least I forget this lost no, sorry. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed there here ashore. Desolate it all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell the soul sorrow laden, if within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a saintly maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, word or fiend, I shriek, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest in the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, put the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still sitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws the shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Thank you.
All right, and you better like it. All right, we're gonna have two more before our featured poet, and we're gonna bring up, and I have to make the remark because technically speaking, even though he comes up all the time and says that no one likes him. Last month, he won the most likes on Facebook, and was one of the most beloved poets that we had. So, without further ado, we're going to bring our award winner for the most likes out, Mr. Mark.
Thank you very much. It's all a lie. No one likes me. You understand that? I'm gonna read this. I'm just kidding. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Yes. I wrote a short story a couple of weeks ago, so I'd like to read it to you tonight. It's called Human Nature. John and Mary Fitzgerald had been married for 12 years. They had 2 children, Mike, age 7, and Martha, age 9. They were a happy family. They lived in a small house in the country in the great state of Iowa. John worked for the local factory as a welder, and Mary held down a part-time job at O'Connor's bakery. They lived their lives on the clock. Both John and Mary were early risers, even on the weekends. John punched the clock 6 days a week, and Mary held down the fort when she wasn't baking bread at O'Connor's. John did all the yard work too, except for attending to Mary's special little garden in the back. He mowed the lawn, cleared the brush, and attended to the farm animals, which included 2 chickens, 1 cow named Betsy, and 2 hound dogs named Buddy and Pete. John thought of himself as a responsible man, a father, and a provider for his family. What this country needs, John often said in his cigarette-hardened voice at Sunday suppers, was more honest Americans who love their country and love the Bible. Family values made America what it is, and those damn politicians in Washington are trying to destroy our great land. Mary always smiled at John when he said this, and gave him a comforting amen. John took his wedding vows seriously. He never strayed from Mary's loving embrace, and he honored and cherished his wife more than life itself. I love you, honey bunny, John said. I love you too, Mary replied. It was around 3 a.m. on a Saturday night, and all was quiet in the Fitzgerald household. John and Mary had turned in around 9 p.m., and the kids were tucked in at 8 p.m. sharp. The only sound in the little house was John snoring and a tick-tock of the open-faced alarm clock on his nightstand. Then, without notice, the loudest noise known to man surrounded the Fitzgerald home, and the pitch-black darkness was replaced with a blinding white light that peeked through every crack and crevice. The blinds offered no protection from this illuminated force, and the noise was deafening. John and Mary got up from their sound sleep, and he reached for his shotgun. Mary went to look after the kids, who she thought were probably frightened out of their minds. John walked cautiously to the front door, holding his shotgun closely as if his life depended on it. He slowly opened the door, and that is when he saw the alien mothership parked on his front lawn, which he would later learn was from the planet Zeno 5,000 miles away. As John gazed at the silver-colored, saucer-shaped craft, he held his double-barreled shotgun unreliable with his finger on the trigger. He pointed both barrels directly at the ship. He was filled with fear about what would happen next. He knew that this was a vessel from another world, and he wondered if they would do experiments on him and his family. Maybe they would be eaten alive or be killed by a death laser, John thought. Or maybe even murdered on the spot as a prelude to a massive invasion, just like they do in the movies. John steadied his aim, and suddenly a doorway in the alien vessel appeared. John slowly cocked over Lyle, and when he gazed into the bright light coming from inside the craft, a beautiful woman stepped forward. She had long, large, firm breasts, and was dressed in a very tight silver outfit that he had never seen at Walmart. She looked like a Playboy centerfold. What the hell is this, John thought? And it was then that he realized that he was dealing with forces beyond his grasp. Greetings from the planet Zeno, the alien woman said. My name is Jennifer. John was comforted by her stellar beauty and fluent English. You must be John Fitzgerald. I have been looking for a man like you for many years, and finally I have found you, she said with a smile. John lowered his gun and became somewhat aroused, so he placed the old reliable in front of his manhood to hide what he was really thinking. I am from the planet Zeno, and our world is dying. We are a world of over 1 million women, and there is not one man in our home planet. We are searching for one man who can repopulate our world and save us from extinction. We have chosen you to be our man, and your mission, if you decide to accept it, is to have sex with every member of our species for the rest of your life. You'll be treated like a king, and every need will be taken care of. John did not believe his ears. He was a family man at heart, and he thought about his marriage to Mary and all the great moments he had spent with his 2 children. He also thought about his mortgage, the future dental bills, his soul-sucking job, and the fact that his sex life with his wife was in the toilet. It was then that it dawned on him to ask Jennifer an all-important question. Do all the older women on your planet look like you? Jennifer beamed and said, yes, all the women in our world are beautiful, and they are nymphomaniacs. They love having sex all the time, and you would be the only man to make love to them. Wow, John said, hot damn, this is just amazing. Let me think about it, and I'll talk it over with my wife. I'll be back in just a moment. John went inside his home and walked directly to the kids' bedroom, where Mary was tightly holding their 2 children. John explained Jennifer's offer to Mary and asked her what she thought. She said it was crazy, just plain stupid for him to even consider the idea. How could you possibly leave me, your wife for 12 years, and Mike and Martha, your flesh and blood, to go off on some damn fool trip to another planet? Are you crazy, John? Have you lost your damn mind? John seemed unfazed and said that Jennifer's visit had to be God's will. I've been chosen, Mary, and it's man's nature to spread his seed on the earth. But I'll be spreading my seed across the heavens on another world. All my life I've thought small, but not this time. I have to think big, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You and the kids will be fine on food stamps and welfare. And you can get a second part-time job and cover expenses. It's just human nature, Mary, for a man to want to have sex with lots of women. And for the first time in my life, I'm going to act on my nature and be a man. I'm going to be a damn man, John exclaimed. John kissed Mary goodbye and hugged his 2 kids, and then he walked out the front door into the arms of Jennifer. I'm ready, darling. Take me to your home world. John said, and that's what John said. He followed Jennifer into the vessel. They were off to planet Zeno. John was treated like royalty, and his every need was met except for sex, which he was assured would be addressed once they had landed. He was fed great food and got liquored up on red wine. He was waited on hand and foot by 3 gorgeous women. Now, this is the way life should be. This is how a man should be treated, John thought. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto raced by as John was traveling close to the speed of light. We'll be arriving on Zeno in a few minutes, John, so please prepare him for landing, ladies, Jennifer commanded. The ship hit the ground with a slight thud. John could hardly wait to get out and see all the beautiful women that would be at his disposal. The door of the craft quickly opened, and Jennifer announced to the hundreds of thousands of women that surrounded the vessel that the man had arrived. He is here, ladies, the man, Jennifer said into her microphone. The women exploded in applause, and John was escorted to the front of the vessel so all could see him. He looked out, and to his utter amazement, there was a sea of beautiful women. There were blondes, brunettes, and redheads. There were large-breasted, medium-breasted, and small-breasted women. There were women with long legs, nice, firm butts, and amazing eyes. But all of them were absolutely gorgeous. John slowly walked down the stairs to the ground level and was surrounded by sexy women who he thought he would soon be his full-time lovers. I'm so glad I made this trip, he said. Now I can be a real man. A few hours later, John was asked all the women to be a loudspeaker to take a number. Jennifer asked all the women to be a loudspeaker to take a number. Over 1 million numbers were given out. This is going to be great, John thought. One woman a day? No, how about 2? Or maybe 3. I haven't had sex with my wife in over 6 months, so I am long overdue. I'm going to screw them all. He then let our rebel yell, "Yee-haw!" and held his man hair firmly through his pants. This is going to be heaven on Zeno, he joked. Each woman took a number, and John was led to a large cage. He was told to get naked, and John smiled and hurriedly took off his shirt, pants, and underwear. He was next directed to get into the cage, and when he hesitated, he was thrown in by a blonde and brunette. The cage was locked. A bowl of water was placed inside the cage, along with some grizzled meat and a few slices of white bread. I guess some of them like it kind of rough, John thought. The viewing will commence momentarily, John heard Jennifer say over the loudspeaker. That is when John realized, as he stood naked in front of a million women, who he would never touch, much less have sex with, that he was a victim of a ruse. Each woman would take a turn looking at John, or specimen 3476. John shook the rusty bars to his cage violently with his bare hands, which only caused some of the women to laugh and point. Jennifer came to his cage, and John gave her a good cussing. "You lied to me, you evil witch," he said. "You tricked me. Where is all the sex that you promised?" "Well, John, I had to tell you something to get you here. You will never want for anything because we take good care of all our specimens here at the zoo." John would spend the rest of his life behind bars to be walked at by women on the Zeno. There would be no sex. There would be no cable TV. There would be no Sunday night football, mudslinging in his truck, or Marlboro cigarettes. John's entire world was now gone. Oh, if I had only not left my wife and children, John thought. How could I have been so stupid? And it was all because of sex that I made this terrible decision. I traded the love of my wife and kids for sex with strangers, and all I got in return was life in prison. All the good times that John had with his family filled his mind as the numbers were being called out. 14, 15, 16, he heard over the loudspeaker. He echoed in his mind, and as he lay down in a fetal position in the corner, the women mocked and laughed at him. What was I thinking, he thought. I should have done what was right by my family. 17, 18, 19, please come forward. To be a good father and a loving husband, that is what it really means to be a man, John thought. But I guess it's just too late for me. John had learned a valuable lesson. He had forsaken love for sex and had paid a horrible price. He was naked, imprisoned, alone, and now a pet in an alien world. He had nothing. He had lost it all, and in doing so, he had learned what was truly important in life. He had learned all about human nature. He had learned what it meant to be a man. Human nature.
Well, I don't even know where to go with this one. Wow. Yeah, so that's how it usually is. Wow. It was. It had hopes. It had dreams. It had despair. All right. I know. I have to cry. It's like a mini series altogether there. So excellent job, sir. All right. And before we have our featured poet, let's bring out one more onto the stage, and with a big rousing applause, let's bring out Miss Tanya.
I want the people who I mentioned raise their hand or get up or turn their heads or something, because I want to say thank you before I leave. So when I think of generous and appreciative, I think of Frank O. He's got the camera right here. Raise your hand. Inspirational, organized, helpful, and perky, Gloria Chicarelli. Beautiful and welcoming, Maria Torres. Come on now. Inclusive, understanding, and celebratory, Kevin Rio. Professorial, cerebral, and programming, Calvin. As well as happy opportunity providing and making, and happy birthday to her belatedly, Cynthia. The wonderful and always divine Debbie These people have contributed to my decision to stay here in Lakeland, Florida. Down south. And make a way out of no way. Their kind words of assistance and knowledge have done much to touch my heart, mind, and soul. Now, at this time, I'd like to perpetrate a shameless plug upon the audience, okay? It concerns another very important person who is majorly responsible for my not having moved north again. Ken Bundy. My beloved photographer extraordinaire, showing at the Florida Museum of Photographic Arts on the 18th of August. However, if you can't go to Tampa, Florida, to see him there, you can see him currently at the Pink Piano, 1015 South Florida Avenue, I think from Tuesday to Saturday after 5 o'clock every day. He's in full exhibit there, and we've been changing out his pictures every week, as well as you're invited to, all of you here, for free, to go to see a movie a friend of mine has shot at that Pink Piano. It's taking place at blah, 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 blah. Let's see, the Lake Gibson Senior Center, 771 Carpenter's Way, and you can get the information later on. I think we go to Eventbrite and see it. Anyhow, you can go there and have a nice cold brew, or a glass of wine, or just go in and take a look for free. And I'd appreciate it if you. Oh, it's running now until the end of the month. Okay, you can come and take a look, and his stuff is for sale. And I would suggest that before he gets to be too big, you get it now because he's reasonable. He does, photographs of your portraits. He does weddings. He does children, everything. So, and whatever else I don't know about. Okay. Poems. For just a second. When I was in between the creases of a soft place and a hard time, I happened to think about you. Wasn't planning to spend the time in backwards rapture on ifs, might have, could have been. No, not my style. I'm a hard rocker from way back and ain't got time to see, feel, hear, or care about. Where are you? Why are you not between the spaces of the places that lend themselves to separation? You know the leaves deftly layer themselves on bark of trees that watched and moved. And within their verdant lushness lies a secret that I told him. When I told him that, I loved you. And the wind placed my tears on the back of an eagle. And he soared my cry to the sun, but I haven't time for this, because I'm a hard rocker from way back, hard rocker from way back, and I can't give myself to the truth. For I live alone with my lie, and the lie is my lover. And doesn't take from me what I won't give, and he won't give to me what I can't have, but I'm a hard rocker from way back. And the music stumps my feet to another lover's beat. Beat. Beat, yes, and I've heard the strains of Smoking Train and felt the heat of Hendrix pain. I know why Billy had her man. I used to think I had it bad, but I'm an old hard rocker from the past. And I can be
always say this without hesitation. Many of you know I am from New Orleans, and this is where I kind of got my love for poetry. And there are times when I hear her that just remind me of back in that club when everybody was just going at it, and it just warms my heart and my soul. So definitely, we are definitely glad you are here. I know. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring up our featured poet. He's gonna get everything together here, but while he's bringing this up, where is Cynthia? Come closer, Cynthia. Yeah. Oh, you know I was gonna pull you. Come on, come on. Okay. All right. Now, many of you don't know, but like I said, Platform Arts got together with Just Cares. We were in the Waller building. We were talking. And we were like, hey, we should kind of collaborate this together. There's a whole bunch of stuff we should do together. And the next thing you know, we partnered up. In partnering up, it was this woman's suggestion, wonderful suggestion, to bring a featured poet onto the stage. So we started this out, and then it kind of grew into this, which is where we're going to have this young man come out now. So I am not going to do the introduce. Ha ha ha, gotcha. All right. I am going to let our wonderful compadre do the introduction.
Kevin, you're the man. So I'm really excited to introduce Miles Rodriguez. And I met Miles probably a year, 2 years ago maybe, when we had the gallery space, Platform had a gallery space in Dixieland. And we started hosting poetry nights once a month, and we had great crowds, and you all were probably there. Thank you so much. And Miles came in, he's a great performer and a musician and a poet. And Miles really impressed me because he came once with his bongos, and he likes to do music, and he's great at jamming and working with other people as well. So Miles also is a student right now at New College in Sarasota, a fantastic school. You can basically write your own curriculum there. So it's a great place for Miles, and we expect really great things and unusual, creative things coming from him in the future. So we are going to stay in touch, and until then, tonight.
Thank you, Cynthia. Give it up for Cynthia. This is really cool. I'm honored to be here. Oh man, I did a show on Friday night at a club, and it's like the exact opposite. So I'm looking forward to seeing how different this can be. I think I'm going to start off with one poem, and then I will do a song, and we'll see where it goes. I'm going to wing it for like most of this. So, all right, here's the first poem. I know it by heart. That's not the title. Exclusion and the root of my existence. Conditioned from children, too excluded to listen. To their parents, their families, the youth ingrained system. Subliminally printed, we inherited visions as victims. With lack of luster, cross-eyed, blind, we became too sick of sufferings. But that's just life, and that's just what we're taught we can muster. Suck it up is what I was once told by young, bold kids and adults who never questioned roles. They didn't understand, and they couldn't, how the subtle effects completely misdirect me now. Young, naive, and uninitiated, no self-awareness to see how their actions could be taken. Maybe that's just life. Let's place the blame on that. Everyone's got pain, we're serving pain on tap. My way of breaking the game now is tapping into my past, finding new understanding through acceptance, making it last, and taking a chance to be inclusive. Thank you. Thank you. I wrote that as a part of a group project at the school I go to now. This next song is called Casket Case. voice is a bit loud. Just turn the music up probably. Yeah, we want this noise. Alright, check. How do you sound right now? Yeah, good balance? Alright, thank you. Scatter my cares away, want you to make me. When it blows, promise me that you won't dance afraid. Making a dance it may try to protect the face and gets wasted sometimes. I'm a casket case. I mean a basket case. Yes, I'm a casket case. I love to bask in grace. Instead I'm fighting gray skulls. Thought the battle only last a day and the rest of me. Kids always be the favorite. The universe had other plans. Shocked into suffering. Thought I was tough but ran till we met face to face again. There was no avoiding it, and there is no destroying it, or anything for that matter. Why does this stuff matter? Whether it is tough matter or something like fluff batter. We like how it feels, reminds us what's real. We need fear in a world filled with crocodile tears. Let them all fall down, bringing faith to mountains. It can be astounding. Now in tears we're drowning young. Insane taste we need, feeling weak for a week without even the need to bleed. Scatter my cares away, launching a hand grenade. When it blows, promise me that you won't dance afraid. Making advance and make, try to protect the face. It gets wasted sometimes, I'm a casket case. I mean a basket case. Everyone's favorite therapist. I'm getting scared of this. Never want to be arrogant, so I show care to them. But sometimes it feels like I'm neglecting myself, battling similar demons I've had since I was 12. I tell them go to hell. The demons that is, but what if I am one? And those fuckers are my kin. These thoughts make me dive into the astral realm to see what I can pull out to put me back at the helm of my life. Because nobody likes to feel out of control, so I'm grabbing the wheel and steering in the clear skies. Tired of the surprises. I am the pilot, but won't make compromises when I see fit. Divine genius. Look how I lift myself up to keep my ego lit. Yes, it is what it is. I am aware of this shit. You know, watch me whip it and do my dance toward enlightenment. Scatter my cares away, launching a hand grenade. When it blows, promise me that you won't dance afraid. Make it advance and make, try to protect the face. It gets wasted sometimes. I'm a casket case. Yeah. I mean a basket case. What does it matter, eh? So that was called casket case. I'm trying to keep the profanity like to a minimum, and then I caught myself saying that. But also, like, I heard that poem that was like all about alien sex, so I figured like maybe an F-bomb wouldn't really kill anyone.
I think after the poem on the planet, you're good.
Thank you. So I have a couple of spoken word pieces.
Mark, you opened the door.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Someone had to. Seems I've been longing for connection for much longer than expected. Now the question is, have I neglected myself, or am I second guessing? Should trust the universe knowing I'm never threatened. So where is the sense of fight or flight coming from with no threat to mention? The apprehension of doubting someone's affection, the tension creeping up on me just like a silent weapon. I'm destined for a position that transcends convention. Hope I can find it within before my sin becomes the death of me. He is 2 steps ahead of me. I never rest in peace. The violent sleeper in my dreams convinces me I'm off my leash. It's not safe to breathe or be. Existence is a fragile thing, so why must I revert the curse, exposing vulnerability like I've lost all ability to let my innermost thoughts out? Remember all the times that I had sought out my brain. My heart has long gone insane. I'm hopping off the train that I derailed before I came here. Thank you. I really am trying to wing it right now. That one was called Rain on My Sorrows. It's part of the song that I released. I'm gonna try something different. Now I've created my own time warp. Floating through the motions, caught the notion I'm designed for. Fuck I use my mind for. Over matters I'm yours. As long as we're connected, I'm reflecting on divine source. A mirror in a rickety house. Try to see clearer, even clearer through the trickery now. We're getting weirder through the terror of the fickling mouse. Nothing compares to the darers up in Hickory Town. Let's all go up in smoke. No, this isn't a joke. The soul knows the growth when the limits are null and void. Dive into it, there's no hide and stupid, stupefied. The cruises, now the ties are useless, point proven. I'm doing what I feel I gotta do to be here. Pursuing the movement, so influenced by the reindeer descending from the sky. I ending my third eye. We speak the same dialect of my pleasant surprise. So I hop upon its oh so fragile back with casual quickness. A mission to redefine traditional transcendence. Oneness of the mind doesn't sound like such a crime. Now we're flying by the speed of light at such a perfect time. You know, the instrument invented to describe some sort of measurement. You can't measure cleverness through IQ tests or penmanship. I'm spending this time to develop my appeal. Every day I stop to question if this life is really real. Understanding perception determines everything we feel. So I'm planning a message to pleasure everything with zeal. And the planetary message I've been getting is to heal myself, for heaven's sake, in this multiversal spiel. Expanding infinitely in every direction, flexing. I'm guessing it might take a while for you to get the message. So won't you prove me wrong by the end of the song? If not, you'll get it anyway. Now, please sing along. Thank you. I had no idea that was going to go over this. All right, I guess I could do like another song. Yeah, who wants to hear another song? Yeah? Yeah, I don't know. Sure.
I think you were there.
Sure.
So I want to hear that sometime.
Before I get into this one, actually, I'll read a short poem. Really short poem. Now, I'll read one here. So, I'm fortunate enough to go to New College of Florida where, like, everyone there is creative and doing stuff, and that's a really good feeling. So we put together some magazines with everyone there, and they have poetry and short stories and visual art, and yeah. This is a piece I wrote about just overcoming, you know, an attachment to a particular person. I want to trust you. I want to continue. Your eyes innocent, yet I sense deceit in you. Be it conscious or not, neither of us may know, but I ask you to please allow me to let go. For it hurts to hold on, this boat no longer floats me. You're not fully in it. Your looks had me hoping. I hold to my heart, get in touch with my soul, plant my seeds in the soil so my spirit may grow. Expectations, attachments, regrets, even hope. Allow me to let go, allow me to let go. Limitations, detachment, secrets be exposed. Allow me to let go, allow me to let go. It is high time to grow. It is my time to glow. I am spreading my light with the entire globe. And I know you can too, so get suited up, boo. And I guess it's okay. If my suit don't suit you, I let go. We're still friends, don't worry. difficult to remember everything I have to do. Difficult, remind myself that I don't have to do anything, even if I simply just being anything. It's sort of difficult to remember everything I have to do. Difficult to remind myself that I don't have to do anything. I can be enough by simply just being anything that I want to be, and focused on seeing the future. Living in the present, everything's a gift. Future, learning from the past and breaking free of it, yeah. I'd like to believe I can make peace with my past. Find myself complete, one day I'll be like my dad. Maybe, maybe not, maybe that's not my path. Maybe a crazy thought that reality doesn't last. Does anything really matter in the end? Bring that look back in. Cause it's difficult to win, it's sort of difficult to remember everything I have to do. Difficult to remind myself that I don't have to do anything. I can be enough by simply just being anything that I wanna be, and focused on seeing. It's difficult to remember everything I have to do. Difficult to remind myself that I don't have to do anything. I can be enough by simply just being anything that I wanna be, and focused on seeing. It's relieving pressure from my back, don't catch a heart attack. It's hard to get attached these days cause that just doesn't last. Although you may attract, remember laws of love and math. No need to suffer when you roughen up a tougher act. You could explain the ways by singing what you mean to me, or break a couple strings, it's easy to be mean to me. Your existence is reminiscent of a dream to me. What do I mean to you? Everything just wasn't true. It's difficult to remember everything I have to do. Difficult to remind myself that I don't have to do anything. I can be enough by simply just being anything that I want to be, and focused on seeing. It's difficult to remember everything I have to do. Difficult to remind myself that I don't have to do anything. I can be enough by simply just being anything that I wanna be, I'm focused on seeing. I can be myself when I am anything. I can speak my wealth through healthy well-being. Anything is everything is everything. Everything is anything is everything. Everything around me is a part of me. Anything can drown me in my artistry. Let it all float, let it all melt. Feel it in your soul. Anything is possible, anything unstoppable. And gets me, I don't know. Everything is illogical when knowledge doesn't show. Show yourself and show your soul. Anything in your control will turn to gold. But remember, the only thing that's for sure is you are everything. Everything you need to do is always there. Everything you need to know is in your hair. Look into your heart and you'll be well prepared. Look into the stars and you'll remember where you came from, and that's where you'll go when the afternoon is over, when it's time to stop the show. Everything in your control is everything you let go of. Anything you think you know holds you back from the whole, because being whole is bolder. You know it's time to roll, and the avalanche is branching now. When the evening is gone, we ignite and sing a song. It's not that difficult, cause you are everything. Everything, yeah. That was fun. Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's it for now. Thank you all thank you Cynthia for having me here. Thank you Just Dance. Thanks to every single one of you for being here for me and for yourselves to express and share art. This is lots of fun. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I do have CDs available for anyone who wants them, just donation-based or whatever you feel like. And let's stay in touch. I'm on social media, Facebook and Instagram and SoundCloud. My music is online. So thank you all. Much love. Thank you.
Let's give her another big round of applause. All right, we're gonna get about 3 more poets up before we end the session 1. About 3 more poets up before the end session 1. Now, here's the thing to kind of keep in mind. And Queen, raise your hand, girl. All right. For those who don't know, when we kind of collaborated up with Just Cares, one of the things that she kind of brought to the forefront, which we're very happy of, which kind of sparked a lot of interest, was bringing forth not just poetry, but bringing forth music and bringing forth different elements onto the stage. And we highly praise her for that. It's been a dream partnership, and we are very glad that she is here and that she brought all of this wonderful stuff with her as well. Now, some have asked me, before we go on, we are one of the few houses, and I had this in New Orleans, I'm going to keep the same way, and I always do. Why do we keep it so open? Even though we're family friendly, why do we kind of let a poet kind of use a couple words here or there, or in the case may be, just use expressionism to their heart's content? And that's just because I have always been a firm believer, always, that words have power. And the problem that happens is any form of censorship is always censorship. Sometimes it just is how it comes out. Now, I'm not saying necessarily that somebody will never be hurt or offended, and please forgive us so, but I've always been a firm believer that at any point in time, when somebody gets this mic, it is their chance to express how they feel from their soul. And with that being said, I will always leave this mic open to any person to open up their heart and share it. Now, we're going to kind of keep this rolling, and we're going to bring up Miss Tammy onto the stage. And for those who don't know, Miss Tammy went to New Orleans. Actually, she's sitting there next to Roberto. And when she went to New Orleans for the competition, she was technically not supposed to compete. However, beautiful as she is, she did compete in one heat of rumba. And in that heat of rumba in New Orleans, she actually placed first place and 98.5 in her dancing. That's right. So without further ado, we're going to give her the mic as she will take us a little further. I think into a happy place or a dark place. Oh, very dark place. Oh, I like it. Here we go, Miss Tammy.
Hello? Okay. The name of this is Father's Day. And anyone who knows me knows that it's not necessarily a happy thing here. Every day he said, "You're fat, ugly, and stupid." And I cried. He said, "Get that bastard out of my house." And my mama cried and told me that he wasn't really my daddy. You see, she thought I knew what bastard meant, rather than just thinking that my daddy didn't like me. I was confused, but felt a little better because then I knew why he didn't like me, because I wasn't his child. My mama explained to me that my real daddy was from a place far away, but that he didn't love us, so he left while she was still pregnant. She told me that he offered her $300 to have an illegal abortion. But it wasn't my fault, she said. But it was, because I was fat, ugly, and stupid. After I was grown, I met and fell in love with a man who amazed me by wanting to marry me, because I was fat, ugly, and stupid. I gave him a rough road to hoe, because I was broken. My stepdaddy was the epitome of the bad stepfather, and I was broken. My husband contacted my natural father once, asking for information. He sent him a picture of our son, but he didn't respond, because I'm fat, ugly, and stupid. The marriage didn't last because I'm fat, ugly, and stupid. But we were married for so long that I'll always love him, even though I'm not in love with him anymore. He was a good father to our son, and I am unendingly grateful for that and the friendship that we shared. I guess the only father I've really ever had is our Heavenly Father.
It's okay.
He's the one who loved me and accepted me as I am. He helped me to see that I'm worth something instead of just fat, ugly, and stupid.
I was a little close to the bone, sorry.
I love you. You're absolutely gorgeous. Inside and out. Yes, you are.
I think that speaks for itself. Oof.
Deep.
All right. On that note, we're going to bring up another competitor who went out there who did absolutely fantastic. Rounding about, since Roberto's in the back, as well as Miss Maria's in the front, she literally danced with everybody she could. And with Maria, scored first in her scholarship round for the Caribbean, and with Roberto, just heated up the floor. And I am very proud of her as well. So if we can, let's bring Miss Lorianne onto the floor.
Tammy, you're amazing. Okay, so, obviously we were busy this last week, so I didn't have a lot of time for writing, but I did take a few minutes and wrote a few things. They're very short, thank you. They're very short, so is it okay if I do them all, or will we limit it to one? Okay, one. All right, so, the one. Well, okay, Cedric's not here. Can I do his and mine?
One.
One. Okay. All right, well, in honor of the competition, then I'll do this one. All right, so. Feet throb, toes bleed, bodies ache, can't walk, exhaustion, fatigue, weariness, prostration, can't stop, all day, all night, driven, consumed, obsession, feet move on their own volition, no control, no free will, together we move, together we glide, together we are one. In honor of the dance.
Very nice, my dear. Can't see you. Yeah, I had to reflect for a minute before I knew what I was going to say in that. As always, I knew Miss Lorianne would have like a boatload, but I'm happy about that. Another inspiring poet over here. But I definitely want to make props because it's not easy to get up in front of a crowd. I mean, anybody who's got the mic knows getting in and looking at everybody, it takes a lot. But to get up in front of a crowd and bear part of your soul, that takes guts. And Miss Tammy, I cannot tell you yet how amazing that was. So we're gonna kind of keep this going. So we're gonna try to go on probably the lighter side of the tone, because Lord knows when she gets up here, she just makes you happy. Okay? Yeah, you know it's you. All right, so let's bring Miss Debbie onto the floor.
Where's Mark? Not here? Are you? Can you take a look? Here we go. Okay, just something real simple. Did y'all have a happy Independence Day? Yes. Good. Well, I'm a little late because we didn't have a session at that time, but I wrote a little poem for Independence Day. Mark, you're late. She's taking the pictures. Okay, this one's called Happy Birthday, America. Our Declaration of Independence in Congress, July 4th, 1776. My favorite part is, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We are always pursuing happiness, aren't we? Okay. Red, white, and blue, oh, how I love you. Red, white, and blue, I'll always remain true. Red, white, and blue to all who have fought and died to protect us and give us our freedoms, I thank you. Red, white, and blue, it helps to bring us the happiness we pursue. Red, white, and blue, it is for me and for you. Red, white, and blue, sometimes we get into a stew. Red, white, and blue, sometimes you are so wrongly construed. Red, white, and blue, sometimes we feel like poo-poo be dip. Other times we feel like woohoo! Red, white, and blue bonds us all together like glue. Red, white, and blue never get old. It always makes me feel brand new. Red, white, and blue. Those who do not have it do not have a clue. Red, white, and blue, I'm so thankful to be within you. Red, white, and blue, God bless you. Amen. The next one is fabulous. You better not miss this next session. You in for it. You're gonna love it.
You know, I will never look at American flag the same way ever again. Wow. Okay, I have one more on my list now. If I missed you and you did not sign on the sign-in sheet, is there anybody who still wanted to hit a session 1 before they go into session 2? We're gonna go into session 2 after intermission, but if not, it's okay. Okay, so all right, so we're gonna be pushing session 2 after this young man. So after this young man, we're gonna do session 2, and then remember during session 2, you're gonna be able to keep the poems going, you're gonna be able to keep the music going. So session 2 is gonna be a little bit of a jam all the way through. So, oh, it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this around real quick. Frank, if you walk through real quick, just make sure if there's anybody that I'm missing.
Are you gonna be in session 1?
And if not, then they'll fall into session 2. This will be the last time out before we have a session 2. Hey, if I can get Emilio. Hey. Okay. Now, I give extra props to this young man. And the reason I'm giving extra props to this young man because when he came to poetry, he came fully correct. He came like in the soup. I love it. I'm feeling that all the way through. So let's give up onto the stage. Here we go.
born right before this. This poem is called, I have it in. Let's see, let's pick a line. We used to be relatable. That's what it's called. Let me be honest. We used to be parallel comets. We were happy. We walked together all the time. It's like we would never end. Your voice is etched inside my mind. What we had was simply more than friends. You caught my eye with your dress. You didn't stop. You walked so close. With tilted head and sweet caress, your eyes sparkled more than most. A story from your lips before dinner and a show. But 3 words slipped and we didn't know where to go. After that, it all changed. It's like no one was around. You caused me all this pain. When you spoke, you tore me down. We used to be so relatable. You seem happier when we're apart. We used to be so relatable. Your words are now going to lay venom in my heart. We used to be so relatable. Now, you spend your time with another guy, and yet you're always unavailable, and sadly, I think I know why. Your love is unattainable, except when you're on your phone. If we're supposed to be together, why do I feel so alone? You say everything will get better, but it's just the dark before the dawn. But I feel like you're playing this game, and I'm not your king, I'm just your pawn. Yeah, I only have 5 other poems to go today.
Yeah. Wait, that's round 2. I think that might be able to be arranged. Round 2 goes a little up today here. All right, Nelda, is Nelda still here? Nelda? Come on here, woman.
Thank you very much. I still have been hearing loss, so everyone hear me? I can almost hear no one, but hope you can hear me. Just pray, help me pray for this text notes. Thank you. Okay, I happen to believe that friendship is one of God's greatest blessings. Old friends and new friends. How exciting. And each friend we encounter leaves a very deep imprint onto our lives forever, I believe. So Gail was a friend of mine at a very young age, and she was involved in a very tragic accident as a young school teacher, transferring her beloved cheerleaders to a function. So this is my very short eulogy I sent to her parents. Gail. My dearest friend she was to me since I was 6 and she was 3. A brighter light I have not known, illuminating everything upon which it shone. A special person in every way, brightening each and every day. In all the many hearts she touched so gently while here, she will remain forever as a memory dear. Her softness and warmth will embrace each soul and encourage each to a higher goal. I'm sure God must choose his very best to show the way for all the rest. He chose the brightest shining star, on whose love and influence stretched afar, to help us build our faith and love and keep us mindful of the Lord above. This was October 6, 1970. Nelda and Gail. Anyone would like to see?
And as we bring the last poet up for session 1, we want to encourage everybody because Nelda did a perfect example of exactly what I'm hoping everybody will do. Take the poems you have, post them on the Facebook page, let other people share the same thing that you are. Some people can be here tonight and it'll kind of help kind of spur along. I honestly believe everybody has something in their heart, and a poem like that is something where if it is shared, other people can take part into it as well. So we're gonna bring Hope onto the stage.
During my time of growing in this country, I write poems. And this is called Stranger on the Shore. Can you all hear me? I've waited far too long for the comfort I deserved. Return of laughter, smiles that lightens the room, arms that caresses, voice that speaks truth, love and comfort, and mend an aching heart. I pray for wisdom and discernment, even waiting for a leading star, for me to know what's best to do, for the promise of a blessing that lies ahead for me. But the waves splashed, and the sea roared. The echoing wind churned deeply in my spirit. I watched the falling of the setting sun, sank deeply into the shadow of the night. Astounded by the amazement of God's beauty, I reflected on the wonderment of my existence. It was then I heard the whisper of the stranger, with staring eyes that said, "You are not alone." As time went on, with unspoken words, my heart began to beat. Wept the tears of uncertainty. Preserved in pain, I cried in silence. Uttered words of forgiveness, I signed, longing for the arrival of tomorrow. Then I heard a still, small voice that whispered, "Be not discouraged by the tide. Be still and know that I am God."
Very nice, very nice. Miss Maria. Miss Maria, come up here. Walkie. For those who don't know, Miss Maria is president of Just Cares, which is the nonprofit organization that kind of kicked and started this all off. Miss Maria, if you'll hold the clipboard. Yes. For those who don't know, Miss Maria also went to competition as well, and not only did she do fantastic, but Miss Maria also got to be Mr. Mark. That's right. So we're going to, in a minute, we're going to kick off a little intermission. We're going to let everybody get something to drink. We're going to get everybody a chance to mingle. And then if everybody could come up to Miss Maria, sign their name on the dotted line if you want to get into session 2. We encourage you heavily. Go to Facebook. Make sure that you log on. You are liking the page. You are following the page. And that way, as we post stuff will be able to be seen. Also, we were proud and blessed to be able to be finalists in the Best of Lakeland. That's right. So, Just Dance is a finalist in the Best of the Best for the Ledger. So we're encouraging you to go to the Facebook page and then click on the link for the Ledger and vote. You can vote every day till the end of the month. So we encourage you to vote. Let everybody know that we are here. Yes, Ms. Bergen. Oh, I'm so glad you asked. What is in it if you vote? Compassion, goodwill toward men? No? Oh, I forgot about that. It's a possible chance that if you vote a whole bunch of times, the Ledger picks you and you get $500. Is that it? I think it is, yeah. All right, so you get cash. I mean, I tried to leave the bribery to the end, but yeah, if you vote and you get picked by the Ledger, you get cash. So definitely you want to make sure that you vote. We're encouraging you out. So we're going to put a little bit of music on. We're going to get a chance for everybody to mingle, and then we will start session 2 in about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. No, they got the finalists, so now the finalists are up. So before you were voting just to see who the finalists would be, now the finalists are up, so now we're voting for the finalists. So ready, here's the music, and it's time to sign up for session 2.
Let's see which one. I know, but I'm trying to think which.
We've got a 4-channel mixer, so we got 4 microphones. We're gonna try to do this on the fly.
Yeah.
We got the bongo. Experiment.
Thank you. All right.
Did this one work?